This right here is an egg, and you'll be surprised, but actually you and this egg have a lot in common that you probably don't even realize. There's a lot of value that this egg provides. For example, you can use it for baking, you can use it for cooking, right? If you wanted to make hard-boiled eggs or scrambled eggs, or use it to make some delicious brownies. And obviously, if you're trying to lose some body fat, well, hey, it's gonna help you hit your protein goal. We're not here today to talk about cooking and baking and losing body fat. Instead, I wanna talk about something else. You see, what you and this egg have in common is that there's a lot of value that it can provide. Just like how you provide value at work for your company, or maybe just providing value at home for your loved ones and your family members. But most of the time, in order to actually reveal that value, you first need to break the shell. You see, once again, like this egg, it really doesn't provide a lot of value unless the shell has been cracked. Similar to yourself, the most value that you can provide is typically after something has tried breaking you down. And since I am a health and fitness coach, it's very similar to when you go to the gym and let's say you're doing bicep curls. You're not actually getting bigger, stronger biceps through doing the exercise itself. No. Instead, what you're doing is breaking it down. And that's when it comes back stronger. Typically, the most amount of value that we provide for others is our own stories. And the stories that help out the most is how we overcame those hardships, how we overcame those adversities and those challenges. Those challenges could be physical injuries. They could be challenges at work. They could be challenges at home. And when you're going through those storms, it's very easy to feel worried, doubtful, fearful. This is where you need to have faith. This is where you need to start shifting your perspective on things. Start looking at the glass being more half full rather than half empty, because you never know that maybe this minor setback is actually an opportunity for a greater comeback. You can provide more value, you can help out others, and you can use your own hardships to do so, because you're going to be able to provide that personal story on how you were able to overcome those challenges. I once heard this quote and I fell in love with it. Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but you've actually been planted. So if you are going through any kind of adversity and challenges right now, don't think of it as being the end of the destination. Instead, think of it as just a small little bump in the road. The moral of the story is this: try your best to stay positive and always keep your head up. Because at the end of the day, typically the most value that we provide is after we've been broken. And I want you to think about your situation personally. Has there ever been, let's just say, a challenge in the past that you had to overcome, but instead it was actually a blessing in disguise? For myself, in my early 20s, overcoming depression, that was one of the best things ever for me, because I can now use my story to help inspire others. I can also use that as credibility to just say, hey, you know what? Any kind of challenge that I may be faced with now in the present, I can look back and say, you know what? I overcame this, a very serious thing that I was faced with, you know? When I was in my early 20s, it's kind of like life or death. If you're in that state of depression, it's very serious. But you know what? I didn't give up. I decided to continue to fight through. I decided to just put one foot in front of the other and build up that strength, build up that resilience to where now, hey, whenever I'm faced with any kind of, storms, adversity, challenges, I can look back at that past situation and how I didn't give up, and I can use that to help boost my confidence to help me overcome these present challenges. Because remember, the most value that you could provide is typically after you've been broken. I really hope that you guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway. As always, guys, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not yet already. This has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.